Hey guys, welcome to This Week in Coaching.
So, this is our new segment, This Week in Coaching, and it is all about bringing to you all of the information that took place with clients and maybe some sticking points where they were, and giving you guys the tools that you need to be successful.
Yeah, the whole plan behind this was we get a lot of the same sticking points from a myriad of clients. So we figured if our clients are all having these sticking points, then there's a good chance that a lot of the people that follow us are probably hitting these sticking points too. So we wanted to make sure that we jumped on here to give as much information as we could to help everybody out with this.
So the funniest thing to me is that it seems like our clients go through these cycles all at the same time. It's like everybody's having the same issue at exactly the same time. So, which is wonderful for us because it makes our lives a little bit easier when it comes to coaching, because we're like, oh, okay, we're just repeating the same thing that week.
Verbatim, here we go.
So the biggest sticking points for our clients last week were work, stress, chaos in everyday life, and tracking the food, being comfortable with food choices in general. So let's kind of dive into that. So work and stress, I feel like, go hand in hand. So let's tackle those together.
100%. So, work, we can't really switch. We're not going to tell you to quit your jobs just so that you can make it to the gym a few more times in the week. That would be absolute insanity. So, instead of saying that, what we will say is, where are your priorities? What are we prioritizing above our workouts? Now, if it's things that have to happen, if it's, spending time with your kids, if you're in school getting your homework done, if it's things like that, you can't really take those out of the equation, but you can start to really, what's the best way to say this? Switch your priorities and pay more attention to what you're doing with your spare or free time.
So a lot of it for me comes back to the story that you're telling yourself. What are you telling yourself about your stress levels? What are you telling yourself about what you have to do that day, or where your priorities are going? And what are you telling yourself about your worthiness or your enoughness in order to achieve your goals? So a lot of the time, if we tell ourselves these limiting belief stories of, I can't actually achieve this, I've never actually done that, will I actually get there? One day is not going to make or break me, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of like, am I ever going to really get to my goal? I'm kind of spinning my wheels. So instead, I'm going to prioritize everyone else or everything else, and I'm going to put myself on the back burner, and maybe eventually I will achieve my goals. And a lot of the time what happens is that people will spend years and years and years trying to get to that goal, that end point, rather than just committing to it now and achieving it now and then being happy, and you can move on and set new goals later. It's just, instead it's like, okay, well, I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I'm going to kind of slowly truck my way there, and then I'm not really happy with how long this is taking, and I give up, and I will repeat this in about a year.
This is something that all of my have heard me say a million times. You have choices. You can get results, or you can have excuses. You're not going to have both of those in the same sentence, right? So being able to take a clear, objective look at your goals and say, do I want to take, like Caleb was saying, do I want it to be a year until I hit these goals, or do I absolutely want to fuck these goals right now and commit that time? Maybe it's only a 2 to 3 month span of commitment, true commitment, to get the results that you want. Or maybe it might take you a little bit longer, but the reality is, the more committed you are to your goals, the faster you will achieve them. It's so true. If you have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, it's going to take you 2 to 3 times as long to get absolutely anything accomplished. So really taking that effort and diving in with 2 feet, if that means doing, a couple extra days worth of workouts or cardio, then that's sometimes what you have to do to achieve those results that you're looking for.
Depends how bad you want it, right? When we're looking at stress levels and how stress is impacting us, so stress impacts our results, whether that be weight loss, weight muscle gain, it impacts our results. It also impacts our sleep, which therefore also trickles down and impacts our results. So managing stress levels can become imperative. And what happens for a lot of people is stress gets chaotic and everything kind of goes to the wayside. Whereas instead, if we start to bring in these stress reducing techniques, we can start to lower our overall stress levels each day. We can actually begin to trickle those effects forward and come into getting our results. And so, okay, well, there is no perfect time to start a weight loss plan. There is no perfect time to start eating healthy and nourishing our bodies or stepping into a healthier approach for ourselves. There will always be stress. It's just the way that life is, but it's how you react to that stress, that adaptability that really makes or breaks you. And I think that that's where a lot of us get lost. It's like, oh my gosh, shit hit the fan, and now like I'm just gonna give up. And I want to say to you, rather than just giving up when shit hits the fan, I want you to go, okay, it's life is crazy right now. How can I pause? Maybe for 30 seconds. I'm not even saying a minute. 30 seconds. I want you to pause, find your breath. Notice how your breath feels. Notice the path that it's traveling in your body. Can you ground your feet onto the earth? What is one thing you can smell? What is one thing you can hear? Can you hear it near, or is it far away? Can you hear something far away if you haven't been able to hear that? What is something that you can feel? Can you feel your fingertips? Can you feel the ground? Starting to bring those five senses in, and in 30 seconds or less, you've already started to de-escalate your stress response. And the more you can de-escalate that stress response, the more you're going to feel in control. Because stress, what happens is our amygdala, our fire alarm in our brain, is going off and going,
bad.
yeah, it's like, we're under attack. And your brain doesn't know the difference between being under attack because I'm hungry or I'm stressed out at work or life is happening, and being under attack where I'm like fending for my life. So if I can bring you out of that attack state, your logical brain, your prefrontal cortex of your brain actually can come online and go, hey, this isn't as bad as we're making it out to be. We can make some logical decisions here. But offline and the amygdala is firing, of course life feels more chaotic. That anxiety, that worry creeps in, and then it just becomes this spiral effect.
Yeah, one thing I want to say about stress too, instead of running away from stress, a lot of people like they feel stress or they perceive this stress in their life and they just kind of run away from it or ignore it. And my challenge to you is to actually lean into that stress and figure out what is the source of stress and why is it causing us so much stress and anxiety to begin with. Because if it is something that you physically or literally have no control over, why are you letting it control that much of your life? Why are you allowing this stress from something that you cannot physically control? That is, we talk about circles of influence and circles of control within our program. It's so true. If it's nothing that you can control with your mind, with your body, then why put our focus and stress into that, right? So again, if you have these stressors in your life and I'm like, oh man, I'm so stressed because of X, Y, and Z, that's okay. I mean, recognize that. Say that you might be having stress from it, but if it's not something you can control, letting that shit go, because it is obviously not going to serve you to sit there and stress in this repetitive cycle if you cannot change it.
It's 100% true. So noticing what you can control, what you do have the ability to impact, and letting go of those things that we can't control. We can control our breath. Our breath is always with us, and that's why I'm saying this is a really great de-stressing technique, is to come back to that breath, because it brings you into the present moment. Stress only lives in the future and it lives in the past. It's not living right now in this present moment. So if you can keep bringing yourself back to that present moment, we can start reducing that stress, start coming back into our own level of control, and starting to bring our focus and awareness to where we want to go. We have something called our reticular activating system in our brain, or our RAS. And our RAS, for anybody that's been through our programming, knows that it kind of brings things to mind when we tell our brain to think about it, right? If I tell you to focus on every red car that you see on the road today, you're going to come back to me and go, oh my goodness, Kayla, I saw every red car.
Everybody owns red cars.
Like, I don't know that people own cars in a different color, right? But I said to you, I want you to bring your focus and awareness to your breath once a day. Now your RAS is looking for that opportunity. Hey, this is an opportunity where I can bring my focus and awareness to my breath. This is an opportunity where I can just take a second and pause. So whatever that focus is that you want to bring to your day, I would set that intention first thing in the morning, and then allow that reticular activating system, your RAS, to start to bring that into your focus and awareness.
That's perfect.
Okay, so stress, we've talked about. Work, I can't change work, but work a lot of the time for people comes back to their stress. So I would say find that enjoyment. I mean, you have this job, you started this job because you either are passionate about it, because you enjoy it. Like, there's a reason why you're in this career choice. So I would come back to that purpose within that career choice of like, I really want to give back. I really like, helping these people. I really like doing this thing, and come back to that sole reason there and allow that to ignite you. Just because your boss is being a dick today does not mean he's going to be a dick forever. So we got to let some shit go, right?
Oh, and one thing I do want to say about work too is that overtime is always going to come and go. For a lot of people that we work with, because we're in Alberta, we work with a ton of people that work in the oil field, and we get it. There is overtime available. There will always be some overtime. There's going to be slower times in the oil patch and in life in general, where maybe overtime isn't as abundant. But realizing that you do not have to say yes every time you're asked to work overtime, it is a choice. So if you make that choice to continually work the overtime, that's fine. But there will be sacrifices made on the back end. If you're working 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way up to 21 days in a row, there have to be sacrifices made on the other side. So again, creating time for yourself, creating space for yourself and your goals is super, as long as those goals are super important to you. So there really is that balance that you have to find for yourself.
Now, regardless of work or stress, one of the biggest things that you can do to set yourself up for success is prepare and plan.
Planning.
And so planning doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to sit down and write out your entire week, but you can go, okay, I'm going to take out a roast first thing in the morning, so it's defrosting on the counter. I know we're going to have roast for dinner, and I can either easily cook up some beans or some rice or some quinoa. Like, I can easily cook up a healthy carbohydrate to go with that roast, and I can easily steam up some vegetables. Here we go. It's coming to my mind eventually. But it's like, okay, people that get to like, I don't know what I'm going to cook for dinner. Are you telling me you didn't think you were going to eat dinner today? Like, is that really what you're telling me? Or are you telling me that you had piss poor planning? Because if you had piss poor planning, that's on you. And now you need to make a better decision, right? So where our limits are is, I really suck at taking meat out for dinner. Okay, I'm going to make it my habit and routine that when I have my coffee or when I have my breakfast, I'm going to take that out. That protein out, so it's ready to go, it's defrosting, whatever. Lunch can easily be leftovers. Lunch could easily be, maybe you're prepping a bunch of salads. Like, it doesn't have to be rocket science, but the idea is that you need to have that preparation regardless, because we live busy lives. Like, it's a given. You're like, I'm surprised. My life is so busy. Like, it's not a freaking surprise. It's there. We know it. We all live that.
But it's not just some people. It's everybody, right? Everybody's lives get chaotic and busy, and having yourself set up for success is the best way you can do it. Something that we advocate huge for with all of our clients is batch cooking your protein. If you are a carnivore like we are, cook your chicken. Batch cook tons of chicken at the same time, put it in the fridge, and then when you are having those, oh my god, I forgot to take something out moments, you literally take those leftovers out and you can make a salad. You can make rice to go with it real quick. You can do a million different things right now that make it successful for your goals. So again, finding meals and things that fit your goals and batch cooking the hell out of them.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be carnivore. Batch cook beans. Hell, you can get a can of beans. Like, it doesn't have to be rocket science. We don't have to make it hard. Everybody's like, I have to make this big, lavish dinner. Like, literally, keep it stupid simple while you're getting started on this journey. Once you are, like, really in the journey and you know what you're doing, then we can start to stray off and make, like, different things. But stick to, like, a protein, a carb, and a vegetable at each meal, and whatever sauces or seasonings you want to throw on there. And from there, get a little bit more creative once you're successful, but it doesn't need to be crazy. Like, this is where my mind gets blown sometimes. Scheduling. People that tell me that they miss their workouts, schedule it in.
Yeah. Just like as if you would schedule it in for taking your kids to their hockey games, their basketball, whatever it might be. Whatever you need to schedule into your life, schedule your workouts in so you don't miss those, especially if you have goals. This blows my mind. I work with a lot of athletes. They have these goals where they're like, hey, I want to be this. And I'm like, great, we can work on that. And then we miss workouts, or then they miss the home workouts that are assigned, or they miss the cardio that's assigned, things like that. And it's like,
goals. I need you to commit to these with me, and we will absolutely crush them.
Yeah.
And it's
It's the same for weight loss clients. It's the same for people that just want that body recomposition. We need commitment, right? This is where we commit to ourselves, commit to our goals, and work towards them using our brains.
Now, that scheduling portion can be just written down in a schedule. Oh, you know what? My Tuesday, I'm so busy. I know I'm not going to be able to get my workout in on Tuesday. Okay, Monday, and I don't normally work out on Monday, so I'm going to put it on Monday. Like, you can look at your week and go, I know how to maneuver this. Or you can say, I'm willing to do this instead. You know what? I won't have time to get a full 45-minute workout in, but I'm willing to do a 20-minute workout. I'm willing to go for a 20-minute walk. What is it that you're willing to do? Start there and use that success to build forward. I think that that's the other piece of that. That scheduling portion too can be really helpful where, like, right now a lot of people have like dance competitions on weekends or sporting competitions on weekends, and we're running 5 kids all over Timbuktu. Like, scheduling becomes really important, and so does planning. Hey, how am I going to eat well while I'm on the road? How am I going to make sure that I'm not just driving through McDonald's? Like, let's be honest, you drive through McDonald's and you're hungry an hour later. Like, was your $7 really worth it there? Like, go ahead and double that price because you're going to go through another drive-through within an hour because you're hungry again. Like, for $14, go buy a freaking salad from Chop Leaf. Like,
Go buy a full chicken from the superstore for $7 and eat the whole damn thing.
so we're giving you guys these ideas and these suggestions because we know this is where everybody struggles. It doesn't have to be rocket science. There are healthy options out there. Hell, Subway has healthy options. Get the Subway chicken breast.
Or pack your food from home. This is something we do every time we go to the city. And it's like, it's not for the fact that we couldn't afford food when we go in. We can go and buy all the food we want, but
we are cheap.
100%, I'm Irish. Cheap as hell. No, but the reality is we have goals, and we like to exemplify what we tell our people to do. This is who we are. This is the lives that we live. So every time we're going to the city, we are packing salads with chicken. We are packing food for our children that is healthy and nutritious. We take fruits, we take vegetables, we take nuts, we take seeds, we take our own water, we take literally everything we're going to need, we take with us in a bag because we have goals and we like to work towards those. If we tell our clients to work towards these goals, but we're not doing the same thing ourselves, we're not living what we're preaching, and that's not how you get ahead. That's not how you get your.
Yeah, and I mean, it is way cheaper to pack your own food and to eat your own food. Plus, then, like, as the weather's nicer here, I can stop at a park, let the kids play at the park. We can have lunch. We can kind of have that picnic style. We're not trapped in a restaurant at a table where my kids are going squirrely because they've been in the car all day and now they have to sit at a table. So there's lots of other options to be able to get out, get moving, and find that cohesion towards your goals, right? And so practice that one thing. That's what we always preach. What is the one thing that's preventing you from getting to your goals right now?
What are you willing to do? Yeah.
And what are you willing to do to get there? So that one thing might be, hey, my one thing right now is I'm really, really stressed out with work, with school, with kids, with life. Okay, my one thing is that I'm just going to start a de-stressing technique. I'm going to start meditating at nighttime. I'm going to start finding my breath. I'm going to start going to yoga once a week. Whatever that is that helps you come out of that stress state. Or my one thing is I really struggle with, I end up eating all my food at the end of the day because I'm playing catch up because I didn't eat all day. Well, maybe you need to start planning a little bit better. Maybe you need to just start having a really good solid breakfast underneath you, and then you can start to make the rest of the day successful from there. There's tons of different things that we can do to help you get to your goals. We just want to make sure that you have the resources and the information and know that we're here to support you on that journey.
So make sure you check out this awesome new segment every single Monday because we are going to be doing This Week in Coaching.
This Week in Coaching.
Have a great day, guys.
Bye for now.